knowing what your why is helps you be resilient to all the negative things that are sure to come your way. But if you give outside validation and outside things so much control over what you do, you'll quit very easy. You'll give up very easy. Intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Or we can frame it as your why versus outside validation. Now, I think my biggest issue with extrinsic motivation is that it's something that can easily build you up, but it's something that can easily destroy you as well. Let's look at extrinsic motivation or outside validation. The biggest outside validation that there is right now in our society is social media. But that's why I say extrinsic motivation can destroy us so easy, because on social media, people that don't know you can give you all these likes. They can give you all these heart emojis, these carrot emojis, and all those things. But at the same time, once things go left or something happens in your life, or something crazy just happens, those likes can disappear, and they start having all these negative comments. Like social media, you can have all these positive comments, but those positive comments can easily turn to negative comments in such a fast form. I've seen these social media people, whatever, creators or what have you, they will have all this success and get all these likes and praise and positive comments. That as soon as somebody says something, whether it's true or not, that's the crazy part, true or not, those positive comments turn to negative comments overnight. And so if you're going to bite on that so much so that you pretty much build your mindset around extrinsic or outside validation, that type of stuff is so fragile. So that's why I say you have to have that why, that intrinsic motivation, just to keep you centered, just to be, like I said before, your GPS, because sometimes we can get lost, right? But when we come back to our why, it'll continue to motivate us to push us forward. That why is not going to change, right? Extrinsic motivation, like I said, is so fragile and so fickle that it can easily destroy you. Doesn't mean your why won't change over time, because it just may. It's a natural way of life, but I think finding a why keeps you grounded and keeps you centered and keeps you focused on the goal and the task at hand. The accolades are fine. The accolades are fine, but like I said, that's extrinsic motivation. But why do you do what you do? I think that's something that we all have to find, whatever it is. Why do you want to be a doctor? To save people's lives, make sure people around you are healthy? Like, what is your why? Why do you want to be an actor? To make people feel good when they're feeling bad about themselves, to express yourself, to share art, to share your creativity. What's your why? Why do you want to be a streamer? To share your personality, to be free, to be creative, to do whatever that you want to do with your life. Does it afford you the financial stability? Like, what's your why? Whatever your why is, why do you want to be a teacher? To teach kids, to educate people? Is that what you love to do? And things like so. If you're doing something and you don't have a why you're doing it, it's probably not something that you really want to do. Speaking from experience myself, like, am I really doing what I want to do? No. But my why is building a financial atmosphere that is stable for my wife and my two kids. That is my why. So anything I'm doing is centered around that. Like, the moves that I'm making is centered around my wife and my kids, building a stable financial future for them and the things that I want to have for them set in their lives. So that's my why. And I'm an everyday average person going to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. So, but either way, you can have a why as to why you do things. I'm not a person that just do things just to do them. I have to have a why. Like, I can't just do something just to be doing it. It feels pointless to me. It feels like empty when I'm just doing things just to do them. I have to have a why as to why I'm doing things, and that's like almost everyday activities or whatnot. But again, we have to find out why. We have to find out what GPS. We can frame it in that aspect instead of just saying why. Find your GPS, right? Something that you can navigate back to when you get lost out there. You got to find that destination where you want to go. Where do you want to go? When you start something, figure out where do you want to go. Intrinsic motivation. Now, I like an artist by the way of J. Cole. I like a basketball player by the way of LeBron James. Two people that has accomplished great things throughout their life. Extrinsic motivation. You know, the awards and all those things and championships or what have you. But they've also went through a period of, I guess, failure or embarrassment, people taunting them or whatever. And so all the praise that they was receiving at one point for a period of time turned into negativity, negative comments or whatever the case is. But it didn't break them. They just came back bigger and better and still winning. And I think it's because they have intrinsic motivation. Did it affect them? Yes, I'm not saying that the negativity won't affect you, but if you have a why and you're intrinsically motivated, you can always go back to that. Go back to whatever that was. Like we go, like I think LeBron went, he experienced that 2011 championship failure. He went back to the center. Why am I actually doing this? I need to get back to focusing on that and not focusing on all these negative comments and things that I'm seeing. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Right? Sometimes you got to go back to that. J. Cole, like you said, he took some time off, talked to his family, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I love to make music? Like, I want to make the people feel good. I want to be creative. I want to do what I want to do, right? Move how I want to move. That's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's resilience as well. But knowing what your why is helps you be resilient to all the negative things that are sure to come your way. But if you give outside validation and outside things so much control over what you do, you'll quit very easy. You'll give up very easy. And we've seen people do that. But that's what extrinsic motivation does to you. It allows you to quit easy. Right? But your why, your intrinsic motivation doesn't allow you to do that so easy. What I look like, hey, quitting on my wife and my daughters, I can't do that. Right? That I can't do that. Right? Mentally, if it's I can't do that. So that's what my why is. So if I go out here and I fail at something, whatever the case is, the world is tearing me down. If I go back to what I want to do for my future, what I want to do for my wife and my kids, my why, you know, what do I want to afford to my mom in the future, what I want to be able to offer her and things like that, and people that I love, all of that is going to outweigh all that crazy stuff people say about me. Right? Intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the way to go. I want to go a little deeper in that because I spoke on it a little bit in something I spoke on in a previous video, but I want to go a little deeper into those two things because I think they're two very important things. And I think the way our society is going now, they're more externally motivated. It's like, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you giving these people and these things way too much control over your life and how you feel and your mood? But I just think that's what we are now. The internet and social media and all these outside things that we look for validation when we're already great and we're already good. You just gotta focus and keep our focus on what our why is to allow it to come out, our greatness and our creativity to come out. People and outside things that throw negative things at you can stifle you if we're not careful. So yeah, intrinsic motivation. Find your why. Focus on that. Always focus on your why. It always centers you. Always grounds you.